The Boscoscuro bikes have been closely matched all the way through this season so far, and with just 15 thousandths of a second separating. It's changed this year. It seems very different to what we've had in the past few years.
Both races go down to the final corner, to the final run to the line. You know, it was the pace over the rest of the field. But will they
this season? We're getting ready for 19 laps of action here at the Ricardo Tormo circuit for Alonso Lopez on pole position, and he makes a decent start. But Fermin Aldeguer with a very good start. Looks like he's going to be able to take the whole shot. You can see the number 3 of Lucas Tulovic trying to make sure he's able to get down the inside as well. Alonso Lopez with a bad start as they shift through the gears down in towards turn 1. Tulovic able to take that second position.
Steve, that's a great start from Aldeguer though, from the middle of the front row. He got that thing rolling, coming through. It's Tiger harder. The number 23 pushes back Tulovic one place and through on the inside. Yes, through goes Lopez. So Lopez, but Alex Toledo is up in about 7th place. There he is, just behind Dimas Ekky, Pratama. Everyone through the final corner. We've got a race on our hands here. Can Lopez? Time Lopez was chasing.
Very different race here in the Moto2 class compared to what we've seen so far today in the Moto3 in Europe. He wants to make sure he asserts himself over his teammate. For Aldeguer on the 54, he's now been able just to open up a little bit of breathing room between himself and Taiga Hada, but it is a case of he needs to be mistake-free, Kiko. He's ran wide.
And I think it is Kubo. Didn't quite get him that time, but don't know if Tulovic has got a problem. Well, he has got a problem. He's going backwards.
More Taiga Hada there in the 23, under attack now from Adam Nordin. You mentioned Nordin in the build-up, Kiko. It looks like he's been able to build on that confidence of his first podium finish last time out in Estoril to give himself very easy to push the front a little bit too much in the early laps of Moto2 action here in Valencia.
It really is, and he's got to be very, very careful. Is Nordin going to have a look on Tiger Harder? No, Harder on the brakes is very, very good. I must admit, it's one of his key characteristics. He's just about got a second. It's 0.9 at the moment between him. He puts that Moto2 back right where Tiger Harder didn't want to see it, and up into 3rd place, Steve.
Yeah, good move by Adam Nordin to get down the inside there through the 2nd gear, right aggressive on the earlier laps. Now he's the man under attack as well. Kem Kubo able to make some progress. Looks like there's a few spots there as well. Maybe that's causing a little bit of an issue for some of them. Haven't really seen too many for us in our commentary box position, but very easy for it to just come up out of nowhere here in Valencia this weekend. That's what happens, just trying to find whatever grip they can.
This is the race start, Steve. You can see it wasn't the cleanest of getaways from Lopez. The first phase of that really did not go very well. Aldeguer blasted off, but look at Tulovic. Just a little bit cautious on the brakes, but let it roll down into turn 1, and everyone just...
Tulovic, because he's fallen all the way down. You can see the number 3 at the top of the screen trying to attack on Alex Toledo. He's 3rd position into turn 1. Lost a lot of positions in the opening 3 laps of the race. He's down in about 8th or 9th position, and actually running a lot off the pace as well at this stage. He's running about 1.5 seconds slower than his teammate for the last couple of right now. Nordin on the number 7, trying to close down the Boscoscuro bikes. Didn't really expect to see this, Kiko, on the basis of what we saw in the practice sessions and qualifying, but right now for Nordin, he's got his bike working quite well. It's a long race here for the Moto2 bikes though.
He's got more experience in Moto3 Grand Prix than the 2 guys ahead of him. Obviously Aldeguer's not there yet, but especially over Alonso Lopez. So Valencia is a track where you do see differences enhanced a bit between different manufacturers, between the Calix and...
With Lopez still continuing to lead. His pace is very much the same pace as Adam Nordin. Nordin with the fastest lap last time around.
Nordin a 36.9.3 and a 36.9.8 for Aldeguer. It was only a 37.2 for race leader Alonso Lopez. So just quite as simply as he made it look earlier on. This is the battle between Tulovic and Lopez. Lopez looks like he's riding that bike. He almost looks like he's overriding. He's really pushed. All you're going to do is you're going to wear your tyres down, and you don't want to do that round here.
Yeah, well, you can see there, they just settle down, have a mistake-free race, and see what happens. Fermin Aldeguer just with a quick look over his shoulder.
He made last time out. We got a red flag. We have got a red flag. I don't know what's exactly happened there. That's hopefully... Oh dear, we've got a rider down. That's one of the stock 600 runners. For the riders around. So the rider now who's fallen is just being taken off on a stretcher.
Inside, you got to make sure you're aggressive all the way through. You don't have to think in terms of your tyre life. And we've seen the 54. There's a lot of pressure on him now as well, Kiko. Double winner last time out. Didn't quite have the pace in the initial start. 9 laps of action now in this restarted Moto2 race. Alonso Lopez on pole position from Fermin Aldeguer. We wait for the 9 laps to start. And Lopez from the pole has made a decent start. Nordin with a good start. Taiga Hada once again on the 23 with a very good start. Hada trying to just weave his way down the inside in towards turn 1. Is he going to be brave to try and take that race lead? He's not quite able to do that. Slots into second place behind Alonso Lopez. Furman 2. He doesn't want to let his teammate Alonso Lopez get out of sight. He's going to make sure that he's up into that second position.
Yeah, good start from Taiga Hada. We said this would favour him, and it does. Will Aldeguer go for the lead? No, because he's about to be shuffled back. Through comes Taiga Hada, the 23 there. And so did Nordin. The number 7 of Adam Nordin got ahead of Pratama, I think. So the Southeast Asians are absolutely having a field day at the front here. But out front, Alonso Lopez
in a position to keep Alonso Lopez very honest in the early stage of this race. Ken Kubo made a good do that, but in this early stage of the race, Alonso Lopez doing exactly what he has to do. That's Taiga Hada in third spot. Adam Nordin, podium man in Estoril, going to try and attack to take third position here from Taiga Hada. Not quite able to do that. Action-packed opening lap kick up.
Yeah, very good opening lap. Taiga Hada
down at turn 8 there for Orgis, and it's still Alonso Lopez leading the way from Ferman Aldeguer. Adam Nordin has managed to get his way up into third spot. Taiga Hada now under pressure from Ken Kubo. Kubo there on the number 2, and then Lucas Tulovic, he's moved up into the top 6 on that number. Off those riders in front of him and come away with decent points paying positions, because once again
it's only for 4th. Out front though, Aldeguer is still ahead, but he's not really put too much time in just yet. We've still got a long
pushing hard to try and open that gap.
Aldeguer's got the hammer down, Steve. 36.5 last time around. That's the fastest lap of the race. 37.2 for Alonso Lopez, and then in third place,
Kubo trying to go down the inside, not quite close enough there on Taiga Hada and make those moves as well.
Yeah, Hada's a bit of a buffer. The gap is around 0.6 of a second, and I've got to say, it's not looking too bad at the moment for Aldeguer.
So you can see that it is starting to just stretch out. Aldeguer doing everything he can at this stage just to try and break the spirits of his teammate, but Adam and again in the past, where the Boscoscuro bikes are under pressure in the early stages of the race, but then pretty quickly establish themselves and open up a little bit of Taiga Hada until Tulovic makes that move as well.
The problem is Hada is so strong on the brakes. He's going to try and fight back. He had a bit of a look, but not at turn 4.
At the front of the field, we're seeing now Ferman Aldeguer turn 1 though. Taiga Hada strong on the brakes into turn 1, able to carry that speed. For Ken Kubo, he's going to just have to try and make the move, just send it down the inside, maybe down in towards turn 2. He's able to do that. He's got to try and get down into the left-hander, able to make the move now. He's got to get his head down now, try and break away from Lopez. You set the pole time, you've set the pace all the way through this weekend. There wasn't much to choose between them.
Just not what he wants.
Oh, no. We got a crash. It looks like it could be Ken Kubo that's gone down at turn 8. And for Kubo,
Kubo make too many mistakes like that as well. He's normally, I mean, he's not a neat and tidy rider, but he doesn't crash so often. And that is one of them corners. It's downhill braking, off camber, turn 8. It's a bit of the top 2 though, Steve. That's Tulovic. Oh, dear.
Can carry the speed through there. It's 100 miles an hour for these Moto2 bikes, give or take, and very easy just to be a little bit too fast in there, a bit too committed. And that's also what then costs Tulovic into the next corner. He's not able to make the move into turn 2. Now he's going to try and set it up into turn 4. He's clearly faster than Taiga Hada. Hada's just able to put his bike into the right place. It's only a matter of time though, with 3.5 laps to go. The gap between Adam Nordin in third position and Taiga Hada has opened up to around about 3 seconds. So even for 3
wins from 3 for Aldeguer. I hope I haven't cursed him, but this has been impressive from Adam Nordin. You know, we talk about Tulovic. He's been
last time out in Estoril, first career podium. Taiga Hada with a bit of a problem there, maybe just missed a shift or something, but certainly looked over his shoulder coming down the start-finish straight. He's lost a position now, trying to see if he can answer back to Pratama in front of him. But for Taiga Hada,
younger than him, he's only 16, he's never been on a Moto2 bike before. He knows the tracks, he knows going up through the box. Has it stuck?
Well, he's shaking his head there anyway. It's the team. He looks down at the shifter, and certainly some sort of an issue there for Taiga Hada. He's going to just have to try and get through
the championship, but he doesn't know, you know, he shouldn't. We've never seen this kind of form from a rookie to be right up the front like this. Aldeguer really is something a bit
talent, but now trying to make that next step. This is Lucas Tulovic, and he's been able to just break away a little bit from Ekky Dimas Pratama. But at this point in the race, Tulovic 13 points. But for Nordin, I'd say he's going to be pretty happy to settle for another podium. Second podium in a row for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
The way through the Moto E season, he's going to be strong all the way through the European Moto2 Championship.
Last lap
beat the pole, crashing out there, and he was in about 8th position. So a few riders getting the opportunity to move up, including the likes of Sam Wilford, that's going to pick up an extra point. But for Fermin Aldeguer, he's going to be able to pick up another 25 points. 3 wins out of 3 for Fermin Aldeguer. And in this race, he's been able to walk away from the rest of the field. Alonso Lopez takes 20 points in second position. A third consecutive 1-2 for the Boscoscuro team. And a second podium in the season for Adam Nordin. And in the Moto2 class, we've been able to see these riders immediately separate themselves in the early rounds. They try and find a lot of progress then for race 2. He's been on the back end of that result on all 3 occasions. Adam Nordin able to come away with his second podium of the season. So a 3, a 4th and a 3rd place finish.
The 3rd place rider, that's Adam Nordin. Second podium in 3 races for Nordin. Has been a very solid start to his campaign. Let's hope he can keep it up. The Malaysian. Second place, Alonso Lopez, again beaten by his teammate, who's now on to the top step of the rostrum. The number 54, Fermin Aldeguer, a class act for a classy rider and a class performance here in Moto2. Another winner's trophy. Steve, he's going to need another trophy cabinet if he carries on like this.
Well, there's 11 races this season. He's also racing in the Moto2 Cup, so lots of racing this year for Aldeguer. Lots of racing for the Boscoscuro team. And luckily for Adam Nordin, another podium. He's been able to come away with these opening 3 races of the year. 2 podiums for a rider that hadn't stood on the podium until the start of this season. Really impressive to see him do that.
Yeah, super impressive to see Nordin finding his feet again. You know, we've always known he's had the talent. And it's just been about getting it kind of out there, and he's definitely made a step this season.
Yeah, he certainly has. Adam Nordin, of course, has raced for full seasons in the World Championship, but now really starting to show his form on a Moto2 bike. Fermin Aldeguer is only 2 weekends into his Moto2 career, come away with 75 points from those 3 races. Really impressive stuff. Round 2 in the books for the Moto2 European Championship. They'll be back in action on the 13th of June at the Circuit de Catalunya. So about 5 weeks off for these riders, and 5 weeks for them to try and see if they're able to come back with any answers for the man that's picked up 25 points in all 3 races. Fermin Aldeguer really has separated himself from the rest of the pack right now. But for Alonso Lopez, he knows that he'll have the chance to answer back next time out in Catalunya.
Yeah, and he needs to now. It's starting, you know, he's 15 points down in the championship. Not a massive amount, but it's enough to just make you start thinking that's nearer to a race win's worth of points than it is to being level with your teammate. And unfortunately for